Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the 808 podcast where I interview business owners, CEOs, marketing directors, whoever else I feel like. 4 questions, 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob, and here we go. Question number 1, a few sentences, tell us who you are and what do you do?
Hi, Bob. My name is Kevin McMahan. I'm the president and CEO of Nex Matrix Telecom Incorporated. We are based in Nampa, Idaho. We manufacture IP-based telephone systems, servers, PBX equipment. We deliver those in appliances installed at customer premise or deployed in the cloud. And we also deliver that service as a multi-tenant PBX, which is hosted PBX essentially, and offer that to resellers and in a white label situation. I joined the company in 2011. I ended up purchasing it with an agreement with the former owner in 2015, and it's all mine now.
Congratulations on that. Question number 2, what advice do you want to share? Go.
Voice over IP used to be the bastard stepchild in the world of telecom, and certainly IT people, even a decade ago, were very reluctant to even let voice over IP devices onto their network, or if they did, they were relegated to second fiddle. And so because of that, a lot of companies have had bad experiences with voice over IP, poor quality. It's all about the network. And if you're new to voice over IP, if the company that you're buying service from doesn't insist on it, you should insist on evaluating your network, making sure that you have the equipment and the infrastructure necessary. If remote workers are involved, and lately they certainly have been, there's an added layer to that about how to connect them securely to your system and still have everything integrated. So I would say number 1 is pay strict attention to your network and recognize that you can't cut corners when it comes to the essential part of your business that is phone calls.
Right.
The other things I would say is that don't expect that your IT professional is also a voice over IP professional. Some of them are quite knowledgeable. Some of the former phone experts are knowledgeable about data, but there's sort of a divide that hasn't come together until just recently, where data and voice are part of the same equation, and they need to have equal consideration in a network design. So if you don't have that kind of expertise, and especially if you're going to be deploying a system of 100 users or more, I would strongly recommend hiring a consultant of some kind to help you sort through it.
Right. Okay. So for number 1, we said making sure the network is good. What are some things people should be checking out, or like questions they should ask their IT guy to make sure they have a good network?
So the main thing that you can do to ensure quality on your network is to set up a separate virtual network, a VLAN, for your phones. Every IP phone out there has the capability of connecting to a tagged VLAN if you're hip to IP terms.
Right.
But essentially, you want to separate the data from the voice, and that enables you to provide quality control for the voice packets, which must arrive in a real-time, speedy fashion, or else your phone calls sound choppy.
Right. Totally agree with that part there. Sweet. All right, let's get to question number 3. It is time for shout outs. Who are you shouting out?
Well, I was going to shout out Tim Cook just because he's an idol of mine, but then I was told that that wouldn't be good because he doesn't know me. How do you know he doesn't know me?
Well, if you want to shout them out, you totally can. I just tell people that, I've had people go on, they says, well, I just want to shout out a bunch of people I look up to, but that I don't really know. So I say, who do you know that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so I want to shout out a couple of my customers. One is my oldest customer. In fact, I inherited her when I bought the business. Her name is Samantha Wally. She's the president of Comceps. It is an answering service based in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. She services the major hospital players in that area, and she's a wonderful human being, and she's been a loyal customer of our product for over a decade. I'd also like to shout out another early adopter of our platform, Mr. Adam Ravat. He's the president of Amcrest Industries. He carved out a niche in the webcam and security camera area, and then leveraged Amazon's distribution network as well as their front end for stores to be one of the largest stores on Amazon.
Nice.
I really admire his business sense. And I have a third customer that just joined us within the past year that I want to shout out because his business model is new to me and I think new everywhere. His name is Andrew Arsdale. He's the founder of Reciprocity Industries. And it's based in the legal profession, but also in the software and CRM business. And he's brought a lot of respectability and accountability and standardization in practices to the world of personal injury, lawsuits, and class action.
Nice. I'll look them up. We're done here. Number 4, final fun question, Kevin. Tell me about your first sale.
So my first sale in telecom was when I joined this company in 2011. Actually, the sale wasn't consummated until just after the first of the year in 2012. So I started just before Thanksgiving. I was cold calling, smile and dial up a storm, and I had yet to make a sale, and I was getting pretty discouraged. So when somebody finally said yes, I was shocked, and it just totally threw me for a loop. So I misquoted his price. It was too low for the product he was buying. And when I proudly went in to show Diane that I'd made the sale, she said, "That's not the right price. You have to call him back and renegotiate this." So my first sale, which should have been a cause for celebration, I had to go back with my tail between my legs and tell him that he owed more money. It all worked out good, but that's how I remember my first sale.
Well, hey, it worked out on the end. That's all that matters there. So, Kevin, you've got 1 minute and 49 seconds left. You can do some promo time. You can ask me a question. You can talk about the fact there are 1,000 phones behind you, whatever you want, or we can end early. Go for it.
Everybody that comes into my office always asks about the phones. Well, we are an agnostic purveyor of voice over IP services, meaning that we don't manufacture a phone. And there are a good number of quality phone manufacturers out there. So we'll recommend phones based on what your needs are, what your expectations are. But in order to be up on top of every phone, we need to have every phone.
Yeah.
So this is just a sampling of them. When supporting customers that have one of those models of phones, it's very handy to have that phone available and be able to reference exactly what we're talking about.
Love it. Love it there. Did you want to do a little bit of promo time? And you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, of course, I'm always promoting. Nex Matrix is certainly not the largest phone company that you will ever come in contact with. And these days, with the Ring Centrals and Grasshoppers and the Zooms and all the various choices that didn't exist a decade ago, there's a lot of quality providers out there. I would say that we have carved our role more into being a boutique provider and a consultant. We know how the networks work. We're not new at this. We write our own software. You want to come to us if you want personalized service and the best possible experience.
Plus also, if you want to work with someone who's small business.
Exactly. Small business, that's us.
That is that part there. Perfect. You pulled it off. 4 questions in 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Kevin, why is it 8 minutes and 8 seconds?
Because it's the same as Bob.
It is. Love it there. Hey, your website, say it real quick.
nexmatrix.com.
In the description, it's magic. Kevin, thank you so much for being on. Tip of the hat to you.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. And for everyone else watching or listening, I am legally required to tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, whatever the heck the social media network tells you all to do. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.